All right, welcome back to the Black Male Archives. I'm your host, Rodney Freeman, and we have with us Jason Huey. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. I just appreciate you inviting me to this podcast, man. Thanks a lot.
No, thank you. You have written this book. Let me make sure that you see if you can get in here without the 100 things black boys should do and know.
Yes,
So
sir.
I wanted to kind of just pick your brain and see what your top five were and share it with the listeners. But before we get to that, can you tell the listeners where you from and your background?
Okay. Once again, my name is Jason Huey. I'm from a small town called Wingate. So if you hear the country grammar, that's where it's coming from. I've been in Charlotte now for like 15 years. I'm 42 years old. And for a living, I'm a BMT. I'm a behavior specialist at a CMS school. Um, and I'm a writer now. And I decided to write this awesome book. And I'm not saying it's awesome because I wrote it. I really feel like it's awesome because there's no book like this for our black boys. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me, and I'm just a honest, humble kind of person, down to earth. Yep.
Man, what was the motivation behind this?
Oh man, people ask me that. That's a good question. Okay, so um, you remember when the pandemic hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when the pandemic hit, there was a quote unquote thing called Camp CMS. I don't know why CMS used camp. It was definitely not a camp. So what
And
happened
this is
was
in Charlotte. This is CMS in Charlotte, right?
Charlotte, yes.
Okay.
CMS, I'm sorry, guys. CMS stands for Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools.
Okay.
That's what it says. So if I say CMS, it means Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. Sorry about that, guys. So they had to do summer school. The kids had to catch up. They were like, we got to get these kids to do summer school to catch up because they missed so much. So this was my first time ever dealing with elementary kids to this magnitude. So I've been dealing with middle school kids for the last 13 years. So this is my first time this summer. And I was just looking at our little black boys just running around in the hallways and like not following instructions. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, who's teaching these little black boys anything, or what are they teaching? So I'm like, this is not right. So throughout this whole process, I'm just constantly like every day I'm going to work, I'm like, I gotta fix something. Now I'm just my mind and my brain is just spinning like, what's going on? Like, because once again, guys, remember, this is my first time seeing black boys, this small from first grade to fifth grade. So I'm like, what is going on? It was just a free fall. And I was just like, and I started talking to other colleagues, like, so what are you guys teaching these kids? Just trying to figure out like what's really going on. And then you know what? I said, you know what? I think I need to write a book. I need to write something. Because I was saying to myself, apparently these kids need some information about how to deal with things, how to respect others, how to communicate, how to walk, how to talk. So that would inspire me, man. But on top of that as well, so let me give you guys some more of my background. Sorry, this cut me off because I am a talker.
No,
So,
go ahead.
so my background is I've been in Charlotte Mecklenburg schools for almost 12 to 13 years. And I was dealing with what they call self-contained classrooms. So if anybody know anything about self-contained classrooms, I deal with a lot of behaviors from ADD, ODD, autism, you kind of name it, and it's to the fifth degree of it. So think about a kid with autism to the fifth degree, or a kid with ODD to the fifth degree. So I had to deal with those kind of kids. And typically, I'm not going to lie, guys, typically in the program, I don't speak for Charlotte, there's usually a lot of black boys. So this been in the works anyway. So now I've seen the black boys in the middle school level, and now I'm seeing the black boys at elementary level. So it just kind of came together, and I got to do something. And so therefore, that's what really caused me to write this book. So what triggered me to write the book, going to Camp CMS or whatever to the school and really seeing black boys. So now I'm seeing at the middle school level and the elementary level. Haven't been seen in high school level because I haven't been in high school, but that would really trigger me to write the book.
Man, that it's so okay. So you have 100 things that black boys should do and know. So okay, so tell me, in all 100 are definitely relevant, but tell me at least your top five that you think.
Ooh, oh man, That's a good question. I want to say there's a topic called 12. That's the police officers. I want to say J's on your feet. I thought that was a pretty cool one. Your mama, that was a cool one. Communication and CIU. That's the check update with your mom. Letting your mom, your dad know what's going on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
those are my top five, definitely.
Okay. So you said 12 was your first one. What is that about?
That's about the police. Kids use 12.
Sink or swim. Sink or
Yeah,
swim, right?
so, yeah. So you'll hear some kids say 12, F12, or you know how they talk reckless about 12,
Okay.
or whatever. So it's just like how to deal. We had to figure out when 12 or police officers approach you, how to handle.
Okay.
And so I give you I think I give like 10, like maybe between 8 to 10 steps of like how to handle when a police officer approaches you.
Okay. Okay. And then what was the next one after that? You said it was
Was it J's on my feet?
J's on my feet. Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me about J's on my feet.
Unfortunately, some of our boys and even our coaches, sometimes we glorify Jordans.
Yeah.
And a lot. Sometimes kids feel like when they get Jordans, they the best person in the world. Like, yeah, you can't tell me I got Jordans. You ain't got no Jordans. You know how some kids do. And so I'm basically saying, you having J's on your feet don't change who you are.
Right.
If you're a jerk, you're just a jerk with J's on your feet. If you're a good kid, you're a good kid with J's on your feet. So and I thought that was very important because I feel like and our coaches sometimes, if somebody step on my shoe first day of school, or they're gonna get it, especially they step on my J's. I don't care. So it was more of that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So that was a good one. What's the next one after that one?
What was it? Communication, I do believe communication.
Okay, why is communication? Why do you think? Well, we all know why it's important. Why do you think it was important that black boys should know that?
Because the reason why I think, because black boys a lot of time, if like I said, this just me. Now understand where I'm coming from. This is me come from school setting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of this stuff has come from the school part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to vocalize their feelings. They don't know how to communicate their feelings. Just simply like if you ask it, what's going on? I ain't want to talk about it. But tell me what's going on. You have to try to coach them up, and I don't think they're not being coached up like how to communicate their feelings or what's going on in their life. And then I feel like at the same time, I feel like they have that little sense of like, I don't know if I could trust this person as well. You see what I'm saying? So the communication part is very vital. And the communication, there's different forms of communication. Whether if you don't want to talk about, write on the paper, write it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, there are different ways of communicating your feelings. It doesn't necessarily have to be with talking. It just we have to find better ways to communicate that we can get to the root of the problem. If that makes any sense. So
no, that makes
perfect sense. Very vital for our kids, and there have been a lot of times me dealing with black boys in general when I try to talk to them, they just don't know how to communicate. You just like, and you want them to communicate like, let me know what's going on so we can fix it. And it's and a lot of it's not their fault. To me, that's my personal opinion. It's like they haven't been taught that. Because you have some parents like they don't want to hear what their kid has to say. Like, get out, no, go in the other room. You see them in here. So how they gonna learn how to communicate? How they gonna learn how to trust somebody? Like, I can't. My mom, my dad won't even talk to me. So why won't feel comfortable communicating very well with a stranger or with you, Mr. Huey? So so that's very important, communication.
Yeah, no, that was powerful. That I think I like the way that you broke that down. And then the next one you said was what? CIU? Was it CIU? Okay.
Yeah, that's check-in update with your parents or your guardian.
Yeah.
I think they need, like I said, depend on your parents, depend on when you and your parents or your guardian sit down. Come up, if whether it's a weekly thing, a monthly thing, whatever the case may be, check in. Let your parents know what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Like if you're having suicidal thoughts, if you having thoughts about, what college you might want to go to, if you having thoughts about even joining a gang, just like, or if you have issues like you seen a kid vaping in the bathroom or drugs on the bus, have that time. And you, like I said in the book, some things your parents or your guardian might tell you might not like, but at the same time, you guys both on the same page. And
Right.
if something is really going on, they can get you the help that you need or make
Right.
some calls or whatever they may need to make for you. So
Right.
that's very important. Like I tell people, I wish I would have done that with my guardian. Like
Yeah.
if it was a weekly thing, however you and your mom, your dad, your guardian can figure out you just need to get that in. Whether it's going to take 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours, just and the parents, let your son talk. Let them get that off chest. And like I said in the book, but make sure it's in a respectable way. Like you're not cussing and using profanity or whatever. Now, if your parents say, yeah, if whatever you need to say it. But you want to still try to be respectable about saying it at the same time. So yeah. So that's big time.
Okay. And then the next one is kind of the same vein as like checking with your mom.
That was that. Did I miss one?
Or maybe we skipped one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I might have. It was CIU 12 J's on your feet. Your mama.
Yeah.
Your mama. That's what we miss. Your mama. Your mama, we all know they better not say nothing about my mama.
Yeah.
I wish you say something about my mom, we won't fight. I don't care what you say. And that leads to a lot of elementary fights and some middle school fights. Saying something about your mom. So in my book, I'm trying to role play how to combat, mama calling. And I got like a brief strategy, like I think I say something about your mom, fat, bald-headed Cardi B. Yeah, you're right. She is. You're right. She is. And she a bald-headed Nicki Minaj too. They're gonna get bored. So my thing is they're gonna get bored. You agree? I'm like, yeah, you're right. She was at the crack house. How do you see that in the crack house too? So it's one of those things. So just go with it. And then I also said, because my mom taught me, this is one of the things my mom taught me. Mm-hmm. But don't say nothing about their mom. Don't say nothing about their mom. Because if you play that role, they'll get bored and tired. You keep saying, like, you right. I seen her too. And they'll get bored, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it's about with that, your mom. Get them tired and bored. That's what get them tired and bored of them saying stuff about your mom, So so that was a cool one. I kind of like that. A lot of kids laugh about that, about the Cardi. That was really funny.
And was there a last one? Did we go over?
No, that was all 5 of them. Yeah,
that was all 5 of them. Okay. Because I saw some that I like. I'll give you like number 63, family ties. Know your family lineage and history. Yeah. I thought that was really good because you said it was really important to learn your family history. Why do you think that's important for them to know?
Because I'm a big believer. If you don't know how you got here, you ain't gonna know where you want to go, kind of thing. Yeah, it's important to know your past. Yeah, I'm a big believer because you want to know your past, learn from your past, so you don't make the same mistake in the future. So if you know what happened in the past or what transpired in the past, it can help you in the future. That's for sure. And and you see how this world is going, man. We're not slowing down just to talk to our family members. Like, so tell me about great-great-grandpa. Tell me about great-grandpa. Was he in the war? Did he go to college? What did he do? Like, tell me. And so, and I feel like that instills something into you. Once you hear about what your great-great-grandfather went through, or your great-grandfather, it instills something in you. Like, really? He was in the war. He shot down, 3 planes, or like, wow, like, I'm inspired. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's real important. So when you have kids, so they can pass that on to their kids. Yeah. And it's something to strive for. Just like, man, I got a strong family. Like, we're strong. We're fighters. Right. And I think that's important. And if they're not fighters, or that, let's just say a lot of them were drug addicts. On the flip side, you'd be like, we're going to change it. I'm going to change it. Because most of my family, my great aunt was a crackhead or meth head. My aunt was. So we're going to change it from here on out. You see what I'm saying? So, so I just think it's important to know the good and the bad.
Right. That's awesome. I saw another one, odds of being a professional athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I was one of them. Like, y'all get to, knowing I was like 4'11", trying out for the middle school. Like, I'm going to be the next Muggsy Bowles and, all that stuff. So, and I feel like all middle school boys, just not black boys, just like, I want to be the next Jerry Rice. I want to be the next Mouse, or, and the odds are, You're not, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's quite okay.
Yeah.
That's not gonna, you know, that's not what was in your cards. So
Right.
it's all good. So I just want them to know, like, the odds of you being a professional basketball, football is very slim. Not
Right.
saying it won't happen, but it's just slim. And if you read my book, I try to be honest, and I'm about reality. And then there's a part in it, if one of the chapters, dream versus reality. I like that one
Mm-hmm.
too. It's
Mm-hmm.
all right, dream, but
Yeah.
understand reality as well.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so it's
That's,
important because now things are changing now. When we
yeah.
was coming up, I want to be a ball player. Now it's more rappers. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to
Right.
be this social
Right.
media kind of influencer. Now it's changing a little bit more now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and some things, and that's gonna be on my next book. I'm gonna cover that a little more, but I don't think not just black boys again, the influencers and the YouTube. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And see that a lot of our kids, they don't see behind the scene. They just feel like,
Right.
oh, I cut the camera on, woo, woo, woo,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, do the dance move. Now I got 125,000 likes or whatever. But they don't understand that YouTuber or that influencer probably shot that probably about 30 times and spent about 3 hours doing it or 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not that easy as some of the kids think.
Yeah. 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 So okay, so the last one before we wrap it up, the one that I thought in all 100, I do recommend everybody kind of get out and read the book because all 100 are very, very relevant. But I did want to point this one out, number 44, get outside, man.
Yeah.
Why is that important? And I thought, it is funny because I listen, to you, and we about the same age, and I'm like, yeah, this was a no-brainer for us, but
Oh
for
yeah,
them,
definitely.
yeah, for them, it's a whole different story. Getting outside, why is getting outside in this book?
Yeah, man, because we need it, man. Because if we don't get outside, man, our creativity is going to be lost.
Yeah,
Creativity is going to be. You see it. You
yeah,
seen it and heard it from maybe your wife or your sister or your aunt or something. Like all he want to do is just stay in the house and play on his phone or play on the Chromebook. But they don't understand. Getting outside is so healthy. It's so healthy. It's healthy for us with even coping with stuff. Just
yeah,
walking in the park, like something's on your mind. Let me just get outside, get some fresh air, get some
yeah,
vitamin D, and we all need vitamin D. And if you don't know, guys, getting enough vitamin D will prevent you from getting certain disease
right,
and stuff like that. So it's very important because Mother Nature has given us so much, and if we don't enjoy Mother Nature, it's not going to be good to us. Of course, you know what's going on over there on the west side of the country. Like there's a major drought going on, and these lakes are going down and everything else. So we have to really take advantage of Mother Nature as long as we possibly can. And us just staying in the house is just going to cause bad habits,
yeah,
laziness,
yeah,
unorganized, just undisciplined, unfocused, just the lack of reality, just
yeah,
losing out on reality. Like what you see on social media, YouTube, that's not all reality. Reality is outside. What you
right,
see in your community, that's real reality to me. That's just, and all this, like I said, guys, all this is how I see life in my opinion.
yeah,
Now, I'm not saying this is factual, it's going to happen, but this is my viewpoint, how I see life myself, and how I see it
yeah.
for a lot of our black boys as well.
Man, this is good stuff. Good stuff. What else are you working on? Any other? I know you alluded to that you're going to start a second book. So can you tell us a little bit
Man,
about that?
listen, Mr. Freeman, you have no idea, man. I'm so ready to jump on this next book. It's not even funny, man. The next book going to be 99 Things Black Boys Should Do and Know. I'm ready, but I'm still pushing this book. Like on the 99, I didn't talk about snitching. That's big in our community. I ain't talk about hobbies. I ain't talk about safe haven. I ain't talk about store and mall etiquette. There's a certain way we got to carry ourselves in the malls and the stores. So it's just a lot, man. And I'm just so ready to get on it. But I'm just still trying to push this book. So I'm trying to, have some discipline within myself. That's for sure.
Jason Huey, man, where can the listeners find more about you and what you're doing?
Oh, check this out. If you guys don't know, I'm at Instagram. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not big like that. I'm trying to get better with my social media. I have a Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter. I'm more so on IG, more so. But you definitely guys can find me IG at 100 TBBSDAK, and that stands 100 things black boys should do and know. I'm gonna say it again: 100 TBBSDAK. I'm on Instagram, guys. And if you're in the Charlotte area, like I tell everybody, I'm trying to be at every Charlotte event, every event that's going to be around black people, around the black community. So you guys will see me a whole lot. So if you need to see me or find me somewhere, and there's a big event in the black community, 8 out of 10 I'll probably be there. And if you don't know who I am, want to know, I'm typically gonna wear a hat like this and I'm gonna wear striped socks. So if you see me with a hat like this and striped socks, like, yeah, that's him, Jason Huey. That's the guy who wrote that great book, the awesome book. So yeah, definitely. And you can find my book online, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It's all online as well.
Sir, thank you so much for being on this podcast, the Black Male Archives, where we capture, curate, and promote positive stories about black men, which you are one of. Thank you, sir, for being on this and taking your time to do this. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, Mr. Freeman, let me say, I thank you for being a strong, positive brother. Mr. Freeman reached out to me. He felt like I was worthy of his podcast, and I don't do nothing but I can't say I just appreciate you, man. You didn't have to do this. You didn't. And this is my guys. This is my first ever podcast, so I appreciate it, Mr. Freeman. You put me on and try to make this world know about the black boys and what they need to know about this book and everything else. But once again, guys, let me say this. And this is the thing I've been running across. I don't know any black boys. I mean, like, I don't have a nephew, or all my kids are grown. Like I tell everybody, you'll see at least one black boy. And if you get the book, give that book to that black boy. You might not know him. You just might see him in the store. You might see him in your community. Just give it to him. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to give it to him, read it yourself. And then you give them that knowledge, what you read.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So true, man. So true, man. I'm appreciative that you took the time and sat down. We're gonna follow back and circle back with you about this, see where you're at, and see how your second project is coming. So again, thank you so much for being on this podcast. Jason, thank you, and we'll see you next time.
All right, sounds good, my man. Thanks a lot. You guys be good.
All right.